on this lesson, we're going to animate the graphic. So the first thing we're going to do is bring a new text. So I'm just typing in here 47%. And now again, let's make sure that we align the paragraph and align to selection. Sorry, to composition. Now let's move it to the bottom, right here. And I'm going to actually add another line. So I'm just going to type my text, and I actually made a mistake here because I'm typing on the many are kids, which is not what I want. So I'm just undoing that, make sure that I'm not selecting anything or anything. Just click there to create a new empty text layer, and I'm gonna type of those living in extreme poverty, and I'm actually going to bring down the text. So I'm just gonna place it here. Let's create a new line of text by pressing Ctrl D and duplicating it. Just gonna double click to change the text. And let's go to our 18 years old or less or younger. So I'm just going to increase this one so it matches the size of those living in poverty. The 40% is also going to be bigger. And now that we have this, I'm going to go and create my masks. So again, remember that they have to cover the whole text. So let's just rename this one 1 and the next one 2. Make sure that you are not creating them on the same layer. So just like this. And the next one, and now let's just change the names to 3 and 2. Next, I'm going to shade them. But actually, before I do that, let me undo that shade. We'll actually open all the layers, even the shy ones, and remove the visibility. And I can go to my effects and find that effect again, the set matte, and just drop it on the 47%. And just go 1. And let me just copy this effect and paste it into the other 2. So now that we have them, I'm going to go and add a keyframe on the position. So let's say around here. And then in here. Just on this first keyframe, I'm gonna bring them down until they are all completely covered. Again, you can preview that, but the animation is not looking great because of the so let's change the ease and exaggerate the movement a little bit so the change of speed is more evident. And now let's just see how this is looking. This is working better. Now I don't need my layers to exist before I arrive to this point, so I'm just going to select them all, and with my open bracket I'm just going to click on that. You see how they all got trimmed here. So only when I need them they are visible. Now I'm going to offset the lines a little bit so they don't appear on the same speed. This is looking better. So next is time to create the graph. So I'm just going to go and create an ellipse by using the ellipse tool. And if you click, you're gonna get a circle like this. I think that's okay for now. So let's just put it in there. Make sure that the anchor point is on the center. And now I'm going to change the color of this to, let's go to white for now. Now what I want is that this graph has a percentage, so I'm going to go to my effects and presets and go to Radial Wipe. Make sure that you select the transition and other presets. So just drag it and drop it onto that shape layer. And now the start angle really doesn't matter. You can leave it in 0 for now. And you can see that if I go and change the composition, it's kind of odd because the wipe center is not on the center of the circle. So let's change that. Let's select this target and center it. And now if I go to my transition completion, you can see how that changes. And this is exactly what I want to change. So I'm just going to have that 47% type there, but actually for now, let's go to 0. And I want to control all this with a slider. So I'm just going to go to Layer, New, and select a null object. So I create a null object. This really doesn't work for anything. You're not going to be able to see it. So I'm just going to drag and drop a slider control. Now I want to connect this number on the slider with the effect that we had on the transition completion. So I can just press Alt, or actually just key it on my stopwatch, go and find my null, and go and find my slider, just like that. And now my Freepik is going to select like this, but it's actually the opposite. This is not going to bring anything. The transition completion has to be the one that has an expression. So I'm just going to go here, press Alt, and then just use the Freepik to select the slider. And now if I change the value on the slider, you can see that now that is changing, which is exactly what I wanted. Now you can go and type that 43, but you can see that, 47. You can see that that is really not looking like a 47. So I have to type 100 less the value. So I actually see the 47. Now I don't want this to be appearing from that side, so I can go here onto my shapes and go counterclockwise. So it appears to the right. Then I'm going to change the name of this layer to circle. And that's it, but I need the other 53%. So what I'm going to do is to duplicate this, so just this circle, pressing Ctrl D. I'm going to change the color to a red. So let's sample that red, press OK. And now you can see that nothing is happening because both of them are 53. I need to control the transition completion with another slider. So what I'm going to do is add another slider to the null. So you can see that now I have slider control 2. And I want to go and change that value to 53. And now I'm going to go into my expression and change this slider control. Make sure that you copy the name exactly. So it's going to be a space 2. And now if I do that, I see the 53. But the problem is that it's beginning on the same point, so I don't want that. So to change that, I need to go to my transition here, to my transition completion, and change that value as well as the, let's open here, the start angle. This is the one that is going to show me, because I want this angle to be the last one of the previous circle. So to do that, first I'm going to write some expressions. So X, this is just around, you can name this X, you can name this Y, whatever you need. I'm just gonna go with X and Y because I think this is universal when you are about to learn math. So I'm just going to go X and use my Freepik to select the transition completion. You can see it's there. Then I'm gonna go Y equals, and to this one, I'm gonna use my Freepik again. And this time, instead of selecting transition completion, I'm gonna select the start angle. So you can see that I go there, and there it is. And then I type semicolon. Make sure that you type semicolon on both, because that is ending that. And then I'm going to type 360, which is the rotation of a circle, and I'm going to multiply it, and I'm going to open some parentheses, and I'm going to type X, and I'm going to divide that into 100. So the transition completion is going to be a number, and it's going to be divided into 100, it's going to be negative. I'm going to multiply by 360, and I'm going to also add Y, the start angle. So you can see how that now that is exactly working as I wanted, because the red one is beginning where the white one is ending. So now I can collapse this by pressing U. And now let's see, we're around here. I want to change my sliders, so I'm just gonna add a keyframe to both of them. and then going a little bit further, add another key, go to the first key and make those ones 0. So now you can see how the white one and the red one animate, but just exactly as I wanted them. Now I'm gonna ease my animation by going to Easy Ease, and then going to my graph and exaggerate the motion a little bit. So now if I have a little preview, you can see how the graph is working exactly like that. So in the next lesson, we're gonna keep working on this animation.